Well, you know, sometimes the footage in 2016, we hope in 2017 we can get rid of the grainy stuff and move to color and that sort of thing.
Well,
you know what, a big hats off to our crew, because when you have a noon start, our crew's up bright and early, and they were here at 6 a.m. So a big kudos to our crew as they close out a wonderful 2016.
and
With Marty
I
Fletcher.
enjoyed the video.
There you go. With Marty Fletcher, I'm Drew Goodman. Air Force up 40-34 as we begin the second half from Clune Arena in Colorado Springs on the grounds of the United States Air Force Academy. Seipels needs help, finds it in Graham. Three to get a shot up. Graham, high arcing jumper. What a pretty shot he has. And late in the shot clock, you get a pretty good look. 8-point lead now for the Falcons.
Yeah, and that was a very difficult shot, as you mentioned. Seipel set it up by penetrating and kicking out at the end of the shot clock, and Graham hits the nice mid-range jump shot.
6 points for Graham. And before that shot by Jalen Moore, there was a foul, and this one will go on Graham. I have a great note for people to give you an idea. Remember a few years ago, Marty, Mountain West Conference in overall RPI at the end of the year, heading off to the NCAA tournament, they were second in the country in conference RPI. Now, the last couple of years, it hasn't been as high. But this year, going into conference play, the Mountain West, one of only 2 conferences in the country where every team was above 500 in non-conference play. The only other one, the ACC.
Yeah, very impressive. Great start to the season, 2016-17 season.
Seipels pulls away the miss, and Air Force can get it to double figures again.
And the other note is a lot of excellent young players in this conference.
Graham off the pass from his very close friend Zach Coker. It's an 11-point lead for Air Force. Hayden Graham, you said he needed to be big. He's got 9.
And that was, yeah, and that was a very good senior putting that ball up from the corner.
And the Academy, 6 of 13 from downtown. What was your magic number?
Needed 10 to make 10 or more from Treyville.
Well, Zach Coker and Hayden Graham are very close friends. Watch the penetration. You drew 2, open look.
Yep. Penetration, as we mentioned, enemy of all defenses. When you can make 2 people play you, somebody's going to be open. And Coker did a great job of finding the open receiver in the corner. Mr. Graham.
Yep, Coker just picked up the foul. That's the first on Zach. Here's Merrill. Good look for 3. And boy, did Utah State need that one.
Yeah, big time shot by Merrill. We saw him come in the first half and knock down a 3 from the corner.
Yep.
It's important that you answer.
Sam's got 3 triples for 9. That ends a 14-0 run by Air Force going back to the first half. Tui, he was looking for the foul, but the underneath official said all basketball. And then Rector with the penetration did not finish. 3 on 2. Coker running the other direction. Skip pass to Van. Runner off the glass. Well done, Jacob Van.
Excellent move. The possession before it, Tui took it strong to the hole, but the defender, and you see more of this non-call, the official will put their hand straight up. You're allowed to jump up as long as you're vertical, and it was terrific. Here's another great move.
Frank Tui just picked up the foul. He's going to have to come out. That's 3 on Tui. And into the ball game, Lavelle Scotty, the 6'6" freshman who played very well in the first half. 8 players have scored for Air Force. That's what they do most every night. They have great balance. Merrill. Scotty had a good closeout. And there's the other freshman of note. That's Kobe McEwen, his 18th triple of the year. He's got 8, and it's a 7-point game.
Well, for Utah State, that's called making the extra pass. You saw the drive on the baseline, make the extra pass, and Kobe got a wide open 3 and knocked it down.
And now Kobe just picked up a foul, holding Zach Coker. Second foul on McEwen. Dargington's going to go out, and coming back on the floor is Gore Barnaba. And a lot of contact comes outside to Coker. Skip pass away to Seipels, and there's a stoppage because the 30-second clock, the shot clock, reset inadvertently. And so now they'll get that straightened out. They'll put 22 on the clock. Air Force holds on to the basketball.
And Coach Filipovich says, why did you have to stop? We had a wide open three. And we saw great ball movement on that possession. And that's what Air Force does. They hit the open man, they make the extra pass, they have good player movement, and obviously ball movement, passing.
5 to shoot it. Seipels glanced up at the clock, and a foul on the perimeter, and that's 3 on Kobe McEwen.
Yeah, and it was an excellent play by Van. He put the ball on his hip and made the official make a call because McEwen did reach out to try to stop the penetration.
Julian Perry will come on, and McEwen, who's the second leading scorer for Utah State at the 16-11 mark, has to take a seat. By the way, Jalen Moore, he never came off the floor in the first half. He's probably not going to come off the floor, period.
Yeah, no more coming off the floor. Yeah.
Coker out of the corner, no go. Merrill. And Barnaba inside with a strong rebound and a stick back.
Yeah, they like Barnaba's size inside. Very active on the glass.
And Barnaba with the rebound. Merrill, good defense on that penetration by Van. 5-point game, Utah State. Rector in deep. Hesitation dribble. 3-point game. Timeout, Air Force.
What a great dribble drive by Rector. Put the thing on his hip, hesitated, and then he kisses it off the glass.
7-0 run from the Aggies.
Hayden Graham, United States Air Force Academy, and I am a guard forward. So I always loved Kobe Bryant, put on our jerseys, and he had an indoor hoop, and we just tried to imitate everything Kobe did. My favorite emoji? Probably the little emoji with the smirk, the side smirk. I'm always about the side smirk, whether it's for a good thing or a bad thing.
I gotta use that one. I haven't used the side smirk. Have you used that one,
No,
Marty?
sir, no.
Hayden Graham, a senior. He's had a great career. He's from Austin, Texas. He's got 9 coming off a game in which he was held to 2 points on 1 of 7 shooting in Laramie a couple of nights ago. 47-44, 7-0 run for Utah State. Here's Ryan Manning. Entry pass, this is Scotty. Did everything right except make the layup.
Yeah, excellent execution. Screen slid to the post, got locked in, wasn't able to make the shot.
Perry could have tied it up. That'll take us to another timeout. 47-44. Falcons by 3 at home, second half. Air Force by 3. Is there any better way to welcome in the new year than finding a date, having a little popcorn at a college basketball game? And also, of course, wearing your New Year's Eve attire.
Well, the Queen and King, the
Yes.
King and Queen.
Mountain West basketball will continue next weekend here on Root Sports. We are in Fort Collins, Air Force, and Colorado State. And I don't care what the sport is, when those two schools get together, it is intense. We'll have that one from Moby Arena. That's next Saturday. Look forward to it.
Should be a terrific ball game.
High post, here's Scotty, down low, Graham, and he beats the block attempt by Barnaba, and that ends a little drought for Air Force. They hadn't scored in 3+ minutes.
That's a great coaching job done by Coach P. Out of the timeout, ran a set play, went to very nice. They reversed the roles. It was Scotty to Graham.
And an open look on his favorite spot, Jalen Moore. He's got 4 triples this afternoon. He's got 23 on the season, shooting above 40% from three-point range. 6'9" senior.
And all 4 have been from the corner.
Baseline 3. And Scotty misses the shot, but it goes off of Utah State. And Air Force will get another opportunity. With 3 fouls, checking back in is Kobe McEwen, and going out is the junior Julian Perry for Tim Duryea's team. Hayden Graham, catch and shoot. Loose ball foul underneath against Utah State. Was it Merrill? Yep, Sam Merrill.
Trying to block out Scotty. We've seen Scotty do a terrific job around the basket. Posting up. He's a post-up threat.
Manning. Little set play on the inbound. He got a baby jumper on the baseline. 4-point Air Force lead, 51-47.
Yeah, special situations. So just like in football, you have special teams. Well, out-of-bounds plays are special situations. And Manning got a wide open baby jump shot.
Air Force played a lot of zone today, Coach.
Well, yeah, that matchup zone.
Here's Lyons off the Barnaba miss. And another foul against Utah State.
In their matchup zone, they've done a good job of limiting penetration, but they have not done a good job of closing out on that corner 3.
Coming up on the 13-minute mark, 51-47 Air Force. Manning will shoot a 3, that's short. And Jalen Moore up high for the rebound. Moore. And that'll go against Utah State. That was Scotty hitting the deck. And that is, that's on Barnaba again. That's his 3rd. So he'll go out.
Scotty has drawn 2 fouls in a row. 2 fouls in a row.
And now he is replaced by Frank Toohey. Toohey's playing with 3. There's a big redhead. Toohey against Janasek. He's done a nice job with all of his post moves today.
Excellent. But I have to mention the post feed. Graham made a terrific post feed. Very simple bounce pass, but he dropped his rear end, he stepped and delivered right on point, and it gave Toohey the opportunity to make the move inside.
10 for Toohey. That's an offensive foul on Rector.
And it was drawn by who? Hayden Graham. He's doing it all. Watch Graham move his feet, get in position, and draw the charge.
Graham and Lyons go out. Excuse me, Lyons stays on the floor. Seipels back out there.
Yeah, he got his 2-point guard offense in. Lyons and Seipels.
That pass a little bit hot. It'll be a turnover, a rare one for Air Force. Air Force leading 53-47. Comfortable at Utah State. I'm done.
I think that's terrific. Young man from Toronto, Canada, but as you mentioned, went to high school in Utah for 4 years.
Wasatch Academy.
He made a great decision.
There's a great drive off the hesitation, C.J. Seipels. And the lead back to 3.
And now Kobe McEwen is playing the point guard position for the Aggies, so he can play a lot of different positions, multi-dimensional.
Perry, 3 ball. And that'll head on over to Air Force. Let's look at that drive again by Seipels, Coach.
Yeah, CJ, the DJ, he can conduct, he can spin the records, and he can spin to the hole. Great drive by CJ.
Looks to drive again against McEwen. It's a smart play because McEwen's got 3 fouls. And they get it outside for Manning. And he knocks down a triple, and it's 58-52 Air Force.
Yep, standstill shooter, Manning. And CJ's the one that set him up with the great penetration and the kick out.
Janusek, and that wasn't in rhythm, and probably, excuse me, that was Quinn Taylor, excuse me. That wasn't in rhythm for Taylor, and
no.
He missed. Playing Tui and Norman together right now. And Lions lose the basketball. Here's Jalen Moore. And a good find. McEwen splashes one from 3 from Jalen Moore.
I gave it to you the last time. You give it back to me. That's what Kobe said. And they both ring up 3-pointers.
13 points for Kobe McEwen. 3 ball from Seipels. That's off, and McEwen has the weak side board. Bounce pass ahead. Taylor had it for a moment. Fumble, and it comes to Tui. And a strong layup by Lyons.
And he used his right hand. He's a left-handed player. That was a strong finish at the basket. Took it right to Jalen Moore. Was able to get the deuce.
Here's Merrill, and that's a great feed to Taylor for an easy deuce. Second hoop for Quinn Taylor, the sophomore from Houston.
Yeah, Tui came on the top side, left that baseline open. It was a terrific bounce pass and a layup.
Tui a drive, and Tui will get free throws. Second on Quinn Taylor, and that puts Utah State over the limit. That's 17 fouls. That was a shooting foul, so this is a 2-shot foul, but the ensuing fouls will be 1 and 1. Frank Tui, 10 points, 4 of 5 from the floor. Coker, Graham, and Van coming back for Air Force. Barnaba and Rector coming back in for Utah State. A lot of young players out there, and that's a conference-wide theme. Do you know that 60% right now of the basketball players from out west are freshmen or sophomores? Aiden Graham.
That bodes well for the conference. As you mentioned, had a great non-conference season. After further review, he was out of bounds.
Are you positive?
Yes. Call is confirmed.
That was quick. I mean, you know, it reviewed it quickly and a quick decision.
Yeah,
I like
very quick.
You were decisive. I like that, Marty. 61-57. Air Force by 4. Here's McEwen. And a loose basketball to Utah State. Inside, Jalen Moore will lay it in. Jalen Moore with 19 points. I think if Utah State's going to win it on the road today, that career high he set in the last outing against Boise State, 24 points, that's going to have to go away.
Yeah, I think it's going to go away quite often this particular season.
7:33 left, 2-point game.
Once again, Happy New Year's Eve. Mark Stout in our Root Sports studios. A chance to show you the other action in the Mountain West Conference happening on this New Year's Eve. Wyoming's at UNLV at 2. Wyoming 11-3 on the year. CSU will go to Boise State at 4. And then Nevada at Fresno State, a game at 5 Mountain Time. Reminder, we'll have Air Force at CSU a week from today as we go back to the Air Force Academy to Drew and Marty, guys.
Mark, thank you very much. Happy New Year's to everybody watching this afternoon, 61-59. And with the score tight, the shooting percentages are tight also. 47%, almost 48% for Utah State, and above 47% as well for Air Force. And both schools shooting the threes well. Utah State 10 of 25, Air Force 7 of 18, which computes to 39%. A travel is called, so that trap pays off in a turnover.
Air Force out of the timeout, comes out with their 1-3-1 half-court trapping defense, and they cause the turnover.
Air Force has forced 11 turnovers. Coker, right before the break, picked up the offensive foul. It's 2 on Zach Coker. Long three, and Coker with his first triple of the ball game. Again, one of the leading three-point shooters in the conference. He missed his first 3 this afternoon.
And we saw the first mistake of the day by Jalen Moore. He went under the screen. You cannot go under the screen against Coker and Van and company.
And you see Van defensively pointing out, do not leave Jalen Moore, because Moore stays on the weak side of that zone. Got a foul against Air Force. Here's Zach Coker. This is an NBA 3, Coach.
Yep, and you see Jalen Moore? He goes under the screen, and Coker pulls the trigger.
Air Force leading the Mountain West, 41%. They're 9th in the NCAA. 41% from three-point range.
That's outstanding, shooting the basketball. But it's not just one player either. You have multiple guys. Van and Coker both are shooting over 50% from Trayville. But as a team, 41% is excellent.
Aiden Graham picked up that foul. Barnaba goes 1 out of 2 from the line. 64-60 Air Force. They've led for all but 20 seconds in this game. Air Force looking at a zone now from Utah State. Scotty steps inside and tried to create a little space. Good defense. Here comes Perry. McEwen with it. Off to Moore. Quick release for 3. And that will be against Air Force. Barnaba got shoved underneath. Loose ball foul.
Well, what was the difference? Hayden Graham down on the block in their 3-2 matchup zone. He got out to the corner. Even on the skip pass, he was able to get out of the corner. And for the first time, Jalen Moore was contested on those three-point shots in the corner, and he ended up missing. So that was outstanding defense. Unfortunately for Air Force, they didn't capture the rebound, and they were called for the foul.
Gore Barnaba at the line. He's originally from the Sudan, but he grew up in Minneapolis. And he has that free throw down. And then he went to Missouri State West Plains. I'd love to give you an idea of where that is. I cannot.
No.
Off the top of my head.
Well, I believe it's in the west of Missouri.
That would make some sense.
Yes.
On the plains, perhaps?
Yeah, right on the plains. And we see Utah State coming with some token full court, three-quarter court trapping defense, but just to make Air Force take some time off the clock. And then get back in their zone.
Coker, no look to Graham. Shot clock into single digits. Van gets a ball screen. His shot's got to go up. And that one's not going to draw on the iron. Great defensive sequence for Utah State. And now they can tie or take the lead.
Yeah, that was excellent defense by Utah State. Graham got the ball in on the elbow, and instead of trying to make a play, he kicked it back out. And the shot clock evaporated, and Coker had to take a bad shot.
Watching McEwen play, great poise for an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Merrill, open three. And a strong rebound from Hayden Graham because Barnaba was right there.
Yeah, that was a very good defensive possession for Air Force.
Boy, it's so tough to prepare for Air Force and all the patterns they run offensively. Tim Duryea was telling us about that. Jacob Van with a little pull-up. And for Van, he's in double figures with 10. Air Force up 4.
Well, the patterns are great, but they got great shooters.
That helps.
That really helps. That was a great shot by Van.
McEwen 3-ball. He makes it a 1-point game. Kobe McEwen with 16. Third triple of the ball game for the freshman. On the shot clock. Van, little runner. And it's tapped up and in by Zach Coker. Give him an offensive rebound. That's a huge play by Coker.
It was a great drive by Van. He kissed it off the glass. Coker made the one-hand tap.
Good closeout by Graham on the skip pass to McEwen. And they go back to McEwen. And another three. He just tied it up. Kobe McEwen, the precocious freshman.
And as you mentioned, that was good defense by Graham, but McEwen made a tough three.
He scored 17 all in the second half in that game against Boise State that Utah State lost a few nights ago. It was a tough loss. They were right there at the end. Coker drives, open look for Lyons, and he responds with a three. 71-68, 2:45 to play. Trevor Lyons, first three-pointer of the day.
He measured it, hesitated a little bit, but it still knocked it down.
Well, you said it a moment ago, everybody can shoot for Air Force.
That is absolutely correct.
That pass broken up by Hayden Graham, who's played a splendid game on both ends of the floor. Huge shot by Lyons. The Academy by 3. This should be an exciting finish. 71-68 Air Force, 2:27 left. Coaches always talk about having balance. Air Force truly exhibits it. They have 4 players that average around 11 a game, and you see what they've done today, very close to their averages, but it goes beyond that. Some teams will have like an 8-man rotation. Air Force today, they've played 9, all 9 have scored at least 5.
And 7 of those guys have 7 points or more. You talk about taking balance to the ultimate level.
Yep.
I mean, 7 guys with 7 points or more is just outstanding balance. That's because everybody can shoot the rock.
That's a prerequisite. If you're going to play at Air Force and play in their system, you have to be, bigs have to be able to shoot it. 11 on the shot clock for Utah State, down just 3. McEwen has it up top, and Air Force goes to a man-to-man.
Yeah, we finally get the matchup. Graham versus Moore.
Barnaba for 3, and the big rebound of Moore, and it got pried away, but it comes outside to Merrill. Fresh shot clock for Utah State. Tim Duryea put his hand up. He said, all right, let's get back into our offense. Rector penetrates. The 3-ball from Moore, and Graham pulls down the miss. 31 3-point shots by Utah State this afternoon, a season high. Coker gets a ball, Van gets a ball screen. And now Van fires a 3 and he hits. You said it at the top, for Air Force to be successful, they have to hit a high number of 3s.
And they have.
That is your magic number at 10. They average close to 9. You said it had to be double figures. They have 10 threes. They have a 6-point lead with 1:18 to go.
Now, can Utah State answer?
Oh, wow, what a pass. Inside of Moore. Moore lays it home. He's got 21. It's a 4-point game, and this is deja vu right now for Utah State. They were down by 4 to 6 against Boise State the final 2 minutes, and they kept making plays. What prevented them from getting over the top against Boise, as you saw, Coach,
yes,
was the fact that they didn't box out on free throws. They gave up 3 offensive rebounds on missed free throws against Boise State. Tim Duryea said that was the game. Right now, they're in a situation where they have to revisit the playbook from the other day.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we'll see now is most likely Utah State will come out with some full court pressure. Air Force has done a great job not turning the basketball over.
They don't have to foul yet, though, even if they don't cause a turnover.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
1:11 left.
1:11. But you see the full court pressure.
They just do get it into Van, and now Utah State will fall back into a man. Backdoor cut Coker. That's where you heard the crowd ooh and ah. He was open. What a pass. That was a great pass, Coker to Lyons, and Lyons got fouled. So he'll get free throws. And here's where you always throw out the numbers. All right, what does a team shoot from the free throw line? Air Force at 74% from the line, which is a great figure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about running that spread offense. That was a great bounce pass. Lyons gets fouled, goes to the free throw line.
But Trevor just 55% so far this year, and he says, the heck with that number, and he makes the front end.
He's saying, Mr. Drew, I just hit a 3. I'm not missing the free throw. He's in a rhythm right now.
6 points all in the second half for Lyons. And Cycles will come in for Van. That's defense for offense right now for Coach Pilipovich. 75-70. Air Force by 5. McEwen elevates for 3. He kissed it off the glass.
Oh, hello.
I don't know if he called it, but it works.
And he's smiling at the same time, so he knows.
22 for McEwen. That is a career high for McEwen. Now watch this. He hit it above the box. It's like he called it. 2-point game, 75-73. Now Kobe McEwen just 5 at halftime, 17 in the second half for the second straight ball game.
Got in a little foul trouble, didn't pout over on the bench when he had to sit down, came back. You talked about his boys, but here he got Utah State back in the game with 3-point shooting.
He also has, Marty, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He's 5 of 9 from, as you call it, Trayville.
There you go.
They get it into Van, and again, Utah State will back off. Because of the made 3, they just have to dig in defensively.
Yeah, no question about it. This is when you hear the sneaker squeaking.
You want
they're running their cuts.
You want Van with the ball because he's a great free throw shooter, and he missed a baby jumper. Here comes Utah State. 23 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Rector had it blocked out of bounds off of Utah State. Timeout Air Force with 17 seconds left.
Yeah, Air Force, excellent defensive transition. Rector made the drive, but it was against 3 guys, so they really did a great job of getting back on defense.
Here's our game reset. Utah State has 2 timeouts left. The Falcons, after just taking that full, have 1. The foul situation's 1-1 both ways, and obviously that's what you want if you're Utah State, down by 2. Because if they get it in now, Marty, take us through this, they have to foul.
Well, you're going to go full court pressure. You're going to try to get at least 1 trap, okay? You have the arrow, so jump ball is yours, possession. So you're going to try, but yeah, absolutely. You can't let time run off the clock. You deny, try to get the steal, try to get the 5-second call. Last time, Air Force had a little problem getting the ball in, but then you dig in and try to tie them up, and if you can't come up with the jump ball, you foul.
Marty, when you were at Southwest Louisiana, when you were at DU, Coach Duryea, a lot of coaches like this. He didn't elect for the timeout once they got possession. He let them play through it. Did you like to do that as well?
Oh, absolutely, because you're talking about not allowing the defense to set up. They had a good penetrating move. Probably Rector should have pitched it out. Maybe go to Moore or McEwen, but Air Force did a good job of denying the shot, and Utah State knocked it out of bounds.
They'll try to get it into Van. Graham, and we have a foul on Utah State.
And they held the wrong guy. Van will go to the free throw line. As you mentioned, a terrific free throw shooter, shooting
86% on the year.
Yeah, which is outstanding, 86%.
Leads the Mountain West.
Yeah, a little added pressure because it's still just 1-1. You don't have the insurance of the 2-shot bonus.
See the leaders in free throw percentage in the conference. So Jacob Van trying to extend the lead for Air Force to 3. Now this is the big one because it'll make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, that was a big-time shot. Free throw.
14 for Van.
He practices his stroke. There's nobody at the foul line, so he feels a little alone, and he misses.
So Utah State, a 3 to tie. See if they find more. Or McEwen. You got to go quick. This is a launch by Rector. It's off the mark. Barnaba is stripped underneath. And then the foul on Van with 2 seconds left. Air Force is going to win this, it looks like. They're going to hold off Utah State. That last sequence, there was still plenty of time. They did not get the 3 they wanted.
No.
They got a rush 3.
And the big guy got the rebound, Barnaby, and he should have kicked it back out. This is the 3-pointer. And Barnaby gets a very good rebound. Probably should have kicked it back out for the 3.
And Van ostensibly ices the game with that free throw. He makes it a 4-point lead for the Academy with 2 seconds to play. This is going to be another difficult loss for Utah State. And Air Force with the 5-point lead, 78-73. And the Academy wins it by that score. So they improve to 1-1. They get their first conference win. And Utah State, their next 2 will be at home. But they fall to 0-2. And you go back to the start, for me, Marty, 15-0. So Utah State playing uphill throughout the day.
Yeah, no question about it. If you could have limited that run for Utah State to 10-0, you possibly win the ball game. But a great job by both teams. Look at the score, 78-73. They both scored their average, and Air Force comes away with a 5-point victory.
And as you said, Air Force needed to hit 10 threes. They did exactly that. Air Force wins at 78-73 in a most entertaining game from Clune Arena at the Air Force Academy. Happy New Year, everybody. Have a safe evening this night as we go back to our Denver studios and check in again with Mark Stout. Mark?